Iran is now saying that it's open to further talks. So from your perspective, is this a win? Is it a stalemate, cautious diplomacy that we're seeing?
Well, we have to remember that's in Iran's interest to say that, right? Because if Iran can pretend like it's having serious talks and it's going to make serious concessions, then it can stave off any further action by the Trump administration until those talks end. So if Iran were to draw out those talks, it buys them more time without them actually compromising. So what we should be looking for now is real compromise by Iran, not just on the nuclear issue, although that's paramount in importance, but also on human rights, on treatment of protesters, on its support for proxy forces, and its support for terrorist groups.
All right, so David, there has been so much pressure for both sides to bring down the temperature here. I'd like to listen to some of what we heard from the White House press secretary just yesterday.
The president has obviously been quite clear in his demands of the Iranian regime, zero nuclear capability. I would remind the Iranian regime that the president has many options at his disposal, aside from diplomacy, as the commander-in-chief of the most powerful military in the history of the world.
All right, so we saw the U.S. go in and bomb Iran's nuclear sites last summer, and that was after talks to try to negotiate. So this time around, how important is the role of Steve Witkoff, of Jared Kushner, in working to prevent further U.S. military action?
Well, first of all, I supported the airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities that happened, and I think that that was a success for the Trump administration. And because it was successful, you wonder why previous administrations didn't do it. It really helped us with respect to demonstrating to Iran that we're not going to allow them to have nuclear weapons. And as Karen Leavitt just said, the goal is zero production of nuclear weapons, and that's really, really important. Jared Kushner and Witkoff are now the envoys for Iran, I guess. What I would worry about with respect to that is they seem to be overextended. I mean, they're focused on the Ukraine-Russia war, and they're also working on the Palestinian-Israel crisis. And so I'm not sure why they would have them do this also, other than that President Trump clearly trusts them and believes that they have the capacity to do this negotiating very well. But so far, they haven't had success on the Ukraine-Russia file. So I'm not sure why they're also working on the Iran file.
And David, the U.S. Is trying to use this massive military buildup that we are seeing now in the region as sort of leverage for the talks. We have new photos earlier of the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group. The president says they are on standby, ready to go if necessary. How do you think the show of force is influencing what does or does not ultimately happen?
Well, the combination of that show of force that you just mentioned, and also the fact that they've done airstrikes in the past on Iran, I think sends a message to Iran that we are willing to use our military, and we're ready to use our military if Iran goes outside the lines. But the question is, what are the lines that Trump is drawing? He has talked about doing airstrikes if there's more violence against protesters, but reporting from the ground suggests there continues to be violence against protesters. Many have been killed already. They continue to be detained and tortured. So is that a red line or not? That's not clear.
All right, David Tafuri, appreciate your time, as always.
Thank you.